on and fight back. We'll start it over again. We'll take it right back. From the ones we're again. It's time to rise up, even though they left us for dead. This is our last
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MNW Warzone. I am your host, Warzone General Manager Jerry Aldini, and with me, as always, is Mr. Pete McPherson.
Good evening, and I only have one opportunity that I am allowed to say something like this and not sound like a complete fool. Winter is coming.
It is indeed. The pay-per-view on October 22nd, Apocalypse has been rebranded Ragnarok. And we have so many exciting things to tell you about it, but we have to figure out things. But before, I got to get this out of the way. Once again, we have Michael Montoya not here. He has not been medically cleared to re-enter the country. He apparently has been recuperating in Cabo. And apparently they did some testing. No, you need to stay quarantined here. At least that's what his doctor note says.
I'm not sure who Dr. Quack is, but
that's I've seen so many different doctors around here. I don't even ask anymore. Just whatever. We'll see Michael when he gets back. In the meantime, today, what do we have for you? Well, let me tell you, we have an exciting card coming up. We have the number one contendership match for the Nexus Titan Championship when Gore-Wheel faces Flyboy Bell. The winner of that match will face Kane at Ragnarok. We also have championship action when Suplex Sam defends the Warp K Hardcore Championship against, well, ladies and gentlemen, we knew it was coming. It is going to be registered Anon taking on Suplex Sam for the Warpgate Hardcore Championship. And in our main event, we will have a multiversal fatal five-way to determine the number one contender for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship to face Sam Jax at Ragnarok. And right now, the only two entrants we are letting you know that are in that match are MegablitzX and Maximillon Thunderthighs. Who are their other three components? Well, you'll have to tune into the main event to find out. Also today, the Siberian Cyborg Nice Ice will have that match with Power Surge. With Power Surge looking to earn a chance at joining the International Combat Club. So much excitement, but we have to get the show started off right. And we have to deal with, I guess, how do I put this delicately, Pete? There were shenanigans last week As we were trying to close the show, there was utter chaos backstage. You had people fighting each other. People were jumping people. I'm still trying to convince Seth Jackson that there is nothing wrong with Todd Bagman, but he insists he's going to get to the bottom of that situation. But you also had Blood Money attacking Whitney Lee and Gunnar Birch of Omega Club, as well as Mr. Butler going after, well, Alicester Evergreen. So we are going to have a match to start off the show dealing with that situation. But before we get into that, let's hear from two of the participants in the upcoming match. Ladies and gentlemen, first, Alicester Evergreen.
How's it going? It's me, Alicester Evergreen, your favorite person. You know, I had a thought. When you start in a new place, you have two options. One, you make an impact, or two, you drown. Those are all you got. And so far, the plans I've sewn into this company have already shaken the system in, well, an irreparable way. The fact of the matter is, time is winding down, the moment draws near, so Sebby! Show me your resolve, so I can shatter it in front of you. Because I'm not playing with my food anymore. Step to a lord, and I'll make sure you bend the knee. The time for words is tragically over. The next time we see each other, I'm not leaving the ring until I come out victorious. This is my purpose, to rise through this company and surpass all those who came before me. I've been far, far spirited lately. But there's really no need to get so riled up for a game. This is going to be the last time you and I speak on these matters. Next time, we clash. So don't back down, mongrel.
I know this has nothing to do with anything, Pete, but I now have to wonder if Alicester is friends with a swamp monster.
Maybe.
You never know. Meanwhile, let's hear from one of his opponents in today's match. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Butler.
Mongrel. You're gonna call me a mongrel? That's ironic coming from an overgrown wolfos. If I'm a mongrel, then you're just a mange-ridden cur. Now you're demanding I kneel before you, as if you were a lord commanding a vassal? Before I beat your ass in the ring, allow me to beat some wisdom into you. Sit, boy, because Butler's about to teach you the pecking order. The lords of the castle may subjugate those beneath them, but the subjects will always outnumber the lords. The craven lord who cannot govern his people will just as soon fall to an uprising. The master will not yield to the rebellious hound, for he is the one in control. Your words are but gusts of wind to me, and no matter how the wind howls, the mountain will not bow to it. Much like no matter how hard you huff and puff, you can't blow down this brick house in front of you. After all, who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Well, there you have it. Well, you know what? Let's let those two settle it in the traditional manner that is befitting of professional wrestlers. And that is in the ring. Let's head down for it. Well, okay, real quick. Tweeting out on social media, Maximillon Thunderthighs. I can't believe I'm saying this to a goon of Uncle Dunk, but go Butler. Yeah, we're just gonna go, thanks Max, I'm sure Butler appreciates the support, but let's head down to the ring for our first match.
Your opening match is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Blood Money.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Blood Money, Sir Uncle Dunk, and Mr. Butler coming down, being joined at ringside by the delinquent son, Nakano Kirishima. Speaking of Kirishima, he's been having that weird dance between him, Sergeant Major Payne, and Ignacio Cervantes. After this match, we are going to be hearing from the unknown soldier himself. But for now, Blood Money has to be prepared, since they're going to face two of the people they attacked last week backstage, because we're going to settle this as professional wrestlers settle things in the squared circle. And there you have it, Sir Uncle Dunk, who has declared war on everyone, MNW in general.
And introducing their opponents. Introducing first, Whitney Lee.
Representing Omega Club, it is Whitney Lee. One of the people attacked last week by Blood Money, looking to get a measure of comeuppance tonight. But, it wouldn't be a matchup. But as from our earlier thing, he's got a interesting partner tonight. It's not Gunnar Birch.
And introducing their tag team partner, Alicester Evergreen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alicester Evergreen, who's had such a back and forth with Mr. Butler. You heard earlier their comments on each other. And it's it is now spooky season. I would also point out that we are, only a few days past the, it is a waxing moon. A lucky thing, it's a full moon tomorrow night, not tonight. Otherwise, even so, we're close enough to a full moon. Is it really a good idea to be facing a lycanthrope?
I'm sure it's fine.
I don't know. I should ask Rabbit or Eric about what it's like having a werewolf on your show.
Well, I know. I mean, to be fair, we've had a coworker who's been a werewolf for most of our time during fighting.
Brad's great. Well, starting off the festivities will be Mr. Butler and Whitney Lee. Oh! Let's remind everyone just how brutal Mr. Butler is. But Whitney Lee has been a wrestler who's proved himself quite often.
Definitely an interesting starting opponents here. Very different styles, these two.
That's true. Oh, going for the arm. I mean, there's some advantage there when you think about Whitney Lee and his, arsenal, as it were. But he's, he's more of a grappler. Much like this man, Uncle Dunk. Standing bulldog. That's more of a face buster. We're right to the inner thigh. That's what he assures us. It's the inner thigh. Ah, never mind, Inzaguri. And Whitney tagging in Alicester. I just now realized how much Whitney and Alicester have a very similar hairdos.
Well, certainly pigmentation is.
Yeah.
Amazing. Rolling Bulldog from Sir Uncle Dunk.
And now
Tag made.
Butler getting what he wanted, getting his hands on Alicester Evergreen. Although the truth is, this is kind of what Alicester wants to. Oh, hung up to dry. And here we go. All right. I guess, you know what? Never underestimate the strength of a lycanthrope, even in human form.
So it would seem. Oh. Chop to the gut, kick to the gut.
And sometimes all you can do is choke a man out.
Absolutely.
Knee to the face, and now tagging in Whitney Lee. So, you know what? As much as he wants to get his hands on Butler, Evergreen showing good tag team stratagem.
Strategic.
I will.
Elbow from Mr. Butler.
There we go. And in comes Unkley. As for the other thing, I will defer to you. You actually have a college education, so I'll defer to your expertise. Oh!
My degree was in English, and then we all know that.
I mean, fair enough. My degree was in hard knocks. In comes Butler and Unkley doing good use of their tagging. Oh, just the brutality of Butler, which, let's face it, brutality is his speciality. Just wrenching that arm. Oh, knees to the back. Oh, where did that elbow land? Ref? Ref, are you keeping an eye on this? All right, that was, solid to the gut elbow.
Going in for the pin.
1, 2, broken up by Alicester. And Butler distracted by Evergreen, and a standing bulldog by Whitney. Bringing him up and hanging him out to dry. Deciding to bring Whitney Lee in at the same time. Butler tagging in Unkley Dunk. Unkley, who was only prevented by Canadian law from buying MNW recently. Whoa! Tornado DDT off the Brett's rope. Wait, what is Whitney setting up for?
Oh, Uncle Doug's in trouble.
Whatever it was, it looks like Unkley was able to block it. Oh!
A little bit of rope-a-dope there.
I mean, that is, Unkley is a solid striker. We've seen it many times. Oh, I think he was getting ready to tag Butler, but realized he was being snuck up on by Alicester. Just working on the arm. And now going for a pin. 1, 2, broken up by Whitney.
Whitney able to get there in time, now squaring off with Mr. Butler, sending him out of the ring.
And following him out. Oh, drop toe hold and going in. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. Got the money clip locked onto Alicester Evergreen. But looks like, a quick kick from Whitney Lee broke it up. Let Alicester get out. And now the White Wolf is fighting back.
I think he was trying to go for the Requiem.
It looked like what he was trying, but blocked again by Uncle Dunk.
Tag made. Whitney Lee back in the fight.
All right. And now working on the arm of Uncle. Not as easy to punch. Your arm is messed up. Bringing in Alicester again. Uncle needs to tag Butler, but Evergreen's not giving him the chance. So Uncle makes the chance, and here we go again. Mr. Butler versus Alicester Evergreen. Just the way these two want it. And hung out on the top rope again. Going for the 1, 2, kick out at 2. Evergreen can't believe it. Picking Butler up. And into the corner. Oh! Just striking at the lower back. The way these two are, it's clearly that they have been studying each other.
Oh, what was that?
That was the hugest risk maybe Butler's ever taken. That was almost like an off the middle rope coffin drop.
It was more like a cannonball off of the middle rope.
It was one of those high risk, it's either going to work great or terrible. Oh, right! Kick out at 2, but that was a beautiful use of the rope. Alicester, of course, being an excellent kicker.
Oh, verse DDT.
Oh, and now he's got him into a submission predicament, kind of paying him back for the money clip earlier. Oh, I think again he was going for Requiem, and again, Uncle blocked it. And he is bringing Uncle into the red corner. I think he busted Uncle open.
I think you're all right. I think that he busted open there.
Oh! Oh, that is not good. Getting the crowd charged up. I think Alicester is feeling it, but he played to the crowd too long, and now he has to face the Butler.
Tag made, and now it's Whitney Lee's turn.
Oh, and they're just going back and forth again. Whitney Lee has a known commodity, has done great work of late, honoring the memory of his mentor, Alpha Kong. 1, 2. And again, not that Alpha Kong's retired. He didn't die, folks. It's fine.
When we say he's living in a farm, we actually mean it this time.
Yeah, he actually bought a farm. He's raising his son out there in the country.
Yeah.
Oh, boot to the face.
Again, working on these limbs. Not sure how he's biting the fingers through the mask, but
I thought that's what the mask was supposed to prevent. Maybe it's like a grater.
oh, maybe he's just smashing the guy's fingers into the mask.
Oh, and again going after
That's different
Alicster's
to me.
arm. And again getting the money clip locked in.
Butler's right there, though. Oh,
Alicster's struggling. Oh, he taps! He taps! And while Butler and Whitney...
And your winners, Blood Money!
And bloodied but unbowed is Sir Uncle Dunk getting that all-important submission on Evergreen, and Blood Money stands victorious this day. But you know what, Pete? I just don't think we're done with this yet.
highly unlikely.
In part because the issues existing between Evergreen and Butler, I just don't see them being solved that easily. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. In the meantime, as we are preparing for everything that comes up. So besides the shenanigans, I talked about it a little bit before, that we had all these people fighting last week. You had members of the Conquest Bloodline going after Max and MegablitzX because they're in the main event as possible contenders for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. You, of course, had Blood Money and their attacks. And then there was Seth Jackson, again going after Todd Bagman. Because he is convinced that Todd is, that because of Hat Smoke Sanji, he is convinced Todd is an eldritch abomination. So anyway, to say his piece about what happened last week, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Bagman.
So I was minding my own damn business about to jump a certain Aiden Churros, but that big fat-headed jerk Jackson tried to fight me. And while I was winning that fight against Jackson, the little Bagman in my head said, wait a second, Blade and Euro's got 3 boys, and Todd's got like 1. Kevin doesn't count. He's a lawyer. Yeah. I need to find a team, a crew, compadres, the wombos to my combos meal. That's right, Kevin. Todd Bagman is on the market, and he's looking for a job. I'm Todd Bagman. Hire me, or else.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess Todd Bagman is looking for a job. All right. So if any factions out there want a man with a paper bag over his head that lives in a trash can with raccoons, now's your golden opportunity there, folks.
For all you people out there that prefer paper over plastic.
Yeah. Well, he does wear the anyway. You know what? Meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, Kelly tweeting out, I really, really want Pet the Wolf. I mean, that's between you and Alicester, Kelly. Consenting adults and all that. And then we have Jaunt Tristam. I'm pleased to see the new generation is so hungry and tenacious. Feel free, both of you, to stop by sometimes. After all, networking is important. And then, and then Kelly is tweeting out again, going, looking for a job, you say? Oh my God, Todd Bagman in Omega Club? I mean, I don't know. I suppose I've heard crazier ideas than that. Well,
Yeah, actually, that's pretty reasonable considering.
I mean, yeah. So anyway, as we said earlier, there's somebody who wants to come out and set the record straight on a few things. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's head to the ringside. And let's hear from the unknown soldier himself, ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Major Payne. All right, look, it's getting a little ridiculous here. You know what they say? It's a terrible strategy to fight a war on several fronts. And that's kind of the situation I find myself in when I issued my boot camp open challenge to improve myself. Now, Nakano Kirishima stepped up like, he was supposed to, although he seems to have taken a little personally. And then my former partner in Cloud9, Ignacio Cervantes, I don't know what's up with you, Ignacio. Cloud9 was a thing that happened, and we both survived it. I am trying to get past it. You, on the other hand, seem to be having some issues letting go. Look, it's over. We should have never listened to the funk. I regret it. You regret it. But it looks like only one of us can move on. So I talked to Mr. Aldini, and at Ragnarok, Ignacio, you and I are going to put this feud to rest, and then we can finally bury Cloud9 in the dirt where it belongs. You and me, one-on-one, October 22nd. And, Nakano, I haven't forgot about you, and I haven't forgot our little agreement. Win or lose, once I put Ignacio behind me, you and I are going to have that last man standing match we talked about. We'll just figure out who the best is, and we'll do it in the traditional way of beating the living hell out of each other. And I promise you, when we are done, both of us will be better competitors because of it. Because that's what I'm all about. Getting better every single time. And that you can bank on. All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. I have made that match. It will be Ignacio Cervantes, the social outcast, taking on his former stablemate in Cloud9, Sergeant Major Payne. And afterwards, we'll figure out, we will schedule that last man standing match between Nakano Kirishima and Payne. But the Sarge is right. He's got to get his stuff in order. He can't be having people coming at him left and right. That's just chaos. And speaking of chaos, I will let you know, and this is established fact, folks. I have already stated that at the pay-per-view at Ragnarok, it will be the Wild Hunt facing off against Legion. But I have made that stipulation very, very clear that if any member of either faction go after the other faction in any way whatsoever, that I will let their opponents pick the stipulation of that match. But in the meantime, they need some warm-ups. So right now, well, you know what, with no further ado, let's just go down to ringside for our next match. Get ready for some tag team action.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, The Wild Hunt.
And there you have it, folks. Beowulf and McMorgan, the Wild Hunt, who will be facing Legion at Ragnarok. But in the meantime, they got to get some of their aggression out. They need to have a preparatory match, and I think I have found the right competitors for them to face off against.
Anxious to see who you've chosen.
Let's just say I've chosen some people that I think will give them the best simulation of being in the ring with Legion that I possibly can. You know, assholes.
And introducing their opponents, introducing first, DJR Killer.
Of course they're flexing like this.
Well, I think we see where this is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, okay, they're going to take on Legion. Who has the most similarities to Legion? Well, the Outlaws, you know. Underhanded, will do anything to win. You know, questionable on the hygiene front. This man, cash, job, repeat, killer. He'll do anything for money. He'll run over a ghost. He will poison a werewolf, which, you know, means at some point, I'm sure that every time they pass in the locker room, Alicester Evergreen looks at him side-eyed.
And introducing their tag team partner, Aaron Eldrazi. They are the Outlaws.
So, of course, there were words from Theron. He was really unhappy that the Outlaws weren't in that matchup to determine who was going to face the Outlaws at Ragnarok. But you know what? They will always have an, you know what? As much as I may have personal issues with these guys, they're a great tag team, and you know, when you've got talent, you need to use it. And honestly, of late, I also hate to say this, they have not been as big a thorn in my side as High Voltage. You know, the team that actually won the opportunity to go to Ragnarok.
Well, we will see how they perform against the Wild Hunt here, starting up right now.
There we go. And right off the bat, it's McMorgan and CJR.
Vicious knees to the gut by McMorgan. Corner. And again into the corner.
Yeah, it's well, it's a
little payback from CJR.
Yep.
Now vicious shots to the gut. And a slap for good measure.
I mean, McMorgan is a former Warpgate Hardcore champion. He is used to brutality. I mean, everyone remembers what happened. The thing that kind of set his animosity with Louis McDonald. you know, the brutal beating he received from him. So, but he has gotten to the point where, you know, you just hit McMorgan, he's just going to get back up. Although, well-executed moonsault. Again, I will credit Theron Eldrazi. His in-ring skills are not at all in question.
Going in for the pin attempt.
One. And kick out at one. Oh! Needed the four. I think he busted McMorgan open.
I think he hit him right on that eye patch.
Throwing him out. Oh! Going outside and taking out
Beowulf with that.
Now this is classic Eldrazi. You know, why go after one guy when you go after two? And he's focusing on Beowulf. I think making sure McMorgan has no one to tag.
So far, this has been Theron's show.
Yeah, but
Beowulf looking for a little bit of payback.
Yeah, you've pissed off the myth made flesh. Oh, DDT on the outside at the 7 count.
I don't think Theron cares too much about mythology.
Okay, guys, somebody should get in the ring. That McMorgan was paying attention to the count. Broke it. Now they can continue
to break the count.
I mean, that's solid strategy. All right.
Definitely preparing for a brawl match when he's dealing with Beowulf.
You know, obviously the logic here, give the Wild Hunt somebody to face, but of course, you give the Outlaws an opportunity.
Theron taking some time to show off. Work some kinks out of his neck.
Yeah, and McMorgan gets... Oh! You shouldn't have been jaw-jacking at Beowulf, Theron. Oh! And it's going up top again. Oh, wait a minute. What are we going to... I was wondering if we're going to get a one in the chamber. McMorgan managed to tag in the Legend Incarnate.
And now it's CJR's turn. Definitely would say these are the two powerhouses of their respective teams.
I think everyone on the planet would agree with you, Pete. But yet, Beowulf just chucking CJR. Or yeeting, as the young folks like to say. Apparently there was a yeeting short people day, and several people tried to yeet Dagrick. We understand they're all recovering nicely.
I was going to say, I offer my condolences to all those involved.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he didn't put anyone in long-term care.
Well, that's good. Baby steps.
Yeah. Oh!
Scoop slam by CJR.
And going for the pin. 2! Kick out at 2. Up comes CJR trying to bring Beowulf to the red corner. Beowulf deciding he doesn't like that plan. Double axe handle. Theron begging for the pin. Knows his partner is in trouble. Again, the Outlaws, 2-time tag team champions. You don't get that kind of accolade as a fluke.
Beowulf about time of meeting to make that tag.
And sit down power bomb. And now the tag.
There it is.
And here comes the clan chieftain. Oh, never mind. Never mind, he's got the King's Hound locked in. But CJR powers out.
Power through it.
And in comes Eldrazi. You know, sometimes when you're a Highlander, you just punch a guy. Bringing him to the blue corner, tagging his partner. Oh, and here's what happens when you face the Wild Hunt. They have each other's backs.
Double underhook suplex.
You know, these are two where it's not a matter of getting reputation or money, it's a matter of blood and honor. Oh, pushed off by Eldrazi. Oh, ooh. That was a hell of an elbow strike.
Top of that mask.
Now bringing up the myth-made flesh again. Oh, dropped hold. Facebuster. And letting Killer back in the ring. Oh no.
Backbreaker. Yeet.
Yeah, just throwing him. I think he's using that mask for leverage. I think he was about to bring him into the red corner, and Beowulf got out of that real quick. Roll him up. Oh!
I believe that might have been the death stroke.
I think that was the death stroke, indeed. Now in comes Theron Eldrazi. Theron going up top, but he's not facing Beowulf, he's facing McMorgan, so change of plans.
Outlaws always very strategic in their tagging.
Hearing from the backstage that one was not specifically the death stroke, it was just very similar. Going up top, and he was going for the
one in the chamber.
He went in the chamber, and it didn't hit. Instead, he's getting picked up by McMorgan. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. The Highlander hits. And only a 2 count off of the Highlander.
They're able to kick out in time.
I think he's got the King's Hound locked in again, though I can't quite tell because Pete's in the way. It's hard when I have I should always call him Peter.
That would be help, yes.
Yeah, the ref. He's the ref.
Getting ready for the tag.
Oh! Missile drop kick from the clan chieftain.
Going in for the pin. 1, 2,
oh!
3.
And your winners, the Wild Hunt!
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at that war mask painted in blood on McMorgan's face. But the Wild Hunt walk away victorious, heading into Ragnarok. Let's talk about a hell of a match.
That it was.
At this point, you know, obviously, I'd say the Wild Hunt is feeling ready for that matchup at Ragnarok. So the question is going to be, what do we do with Legion? Well, you'll have to tune in next week, folks. In the meantime, there's been so much going on that we need to just take a step back. So, of course, later today, we are going to have Gore-Wheel facing off against Flyboy Bell for the #1 contendership on the Nexus Titan Championship. But we've had some issues of late around that belt, or specifically surrounding the man holding that belt, Kane. So he hasn't necessarily been on the same page with his mentor, Exar Kun. As we saw last week when Kane and Exar Kun faced off against the Absolute units, and Kane fell to Forrest Wade's Deduct This. Well, as a result, somebody has asked for a little microphone time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's head down to ringside.
Let's.
And let's hear from the Sith Lord himself, Exar Kun.
Don't worry, folks. He drank in the Force before the match, or before the promo.
Kane. You have been such a promising pupil, but of late, I will admit, I'm disappointed. We lost that tag match. Now, I promise you that the units will get what's coming to them, especially Mr. Wade. Don't worry, Forrest. Your mama's off limits. But, Kane, we went through so much in your training. I broke your chains. I showed you the face of your fear. I set you free. And at the prompting of the storyteller, I even fed you Dr. Grimm, giving you your heart's desire. But, Kane, we are Sith. We do not get sentimental. And I feel that maybe you are having a little problem with that, a little problem with your focus, remembering that it is your angers and your fears that give you the power of the dark side. And I feel this has already cost us that match last week. So, regardless if it is this war chief of the wasteland or the luchador that wins the opportunity at Ragnarok, I need you to be ready to do whatever it takes to contain your championship. So ominous words from the Sith Lord. I guess he and his protege, I don't think they're on the same page. I think Kane wants to be able to win off of his skills. I think it feels like there's a road right now that Kane doesn't want to travel down. And Exar Kun is trying to go, but you need to. I don't know. What do you think, Pete?
Well, I think Kane obviously has gained a lot from his partnering with XR, but maybe we're starting to see the culmination of that, and the start of something different.
Yeah. I mean, something's definitely going on. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we still have more. Excuse me. Choking on my Squatch roast there. Okay, there we go. Let me
Good there, Jerry?
Let the blood rage pass. Okay. I'm good.
All
right. So, folks, in the meantime, tweeting out on social media after they got backstage, McMorgan, the fact that the fake king didn't interfere there is concerning. Something didn't feel right at all. McMorgan told them that if they touch you, if there's any face shenanigans, you get to pick the stipulation. Maybe they listened to me. I know I don't buy it either, but still. We'll have to see next week. Meanwhile, congratulations on that victory. And with that, well, folks, we have more in-ring action for you coming up now. Let's head down to ringside for some singles competition.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the Latino B, Bumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, he fly, he be, he sting. Let's hear you yell Viva la Raza for Buck Bumble. A definite crowd favorite is Buck Bumble. And with how he's been going, I mean, I want to. This is a B that needs some opportunities. We're looking at where we can fit him in.
Since we don't have him here, Jerry. There are bees, Jerry.
Oh, hang on. That's okay. Somebody sent me this recording. Hang on.
There are bees, Jerry.
There.
Fair enough.
We were ready.
There are, in fact, bees.
And introducing their opponent, Depth Charge.
Speaking of somebody, I'm looking at where their next opportunities are going to be. Depth Charge. Both of these competitors have been doing great of late. I've been very impressed with both of their performances. And let's face it, Pete, the MNW crowd loves a hoss fight.
That they do.
So let's give them what they want, and let's give them who they want. Both of these competitors have been gaining traction and popularity with the MNW Multiverse. So let's see them fight.
Still trying to decide if it is in fact two meaty men slapping meat.
I mean,
is it meat for anyway.
in the overall? I mean, he's. I'm not one. I'm not an entomologist, so I couldn't tell you much about bees. And Depth Charge is
right now. Buck Bumble on the offensive.
Well, until
Getting
that
the counter from Depth Charge though.
Exactly. And comes Buck and hung out to dry.
Hanging him out to dry.
And that means something when you're being hung out to dry by Depth Charge.
Absolutely.
Buck returning the favor with the Dragon Screw. And shaking that stinger. Dropping those
and
knees.
another one.
Oh, I have to imagine the stunner with that helmet really hurts.
And look at the strength from him.
Just dropping those
mess words. Seeing these two men wrestle.
That's true. And I just punched the gut. And oh no, outside goes Depth Charge.
Leaping drop kick from the Latino B.
let's face it, Buck Bumble is very much a striker. I mean, he'll do the drops, he'll do the grapples.
Give your strikes. Knee strike there to depth charge.
Yeah, although, not well, let's face it, he's the bee, so he likes to give you the bee's knees.
That he does. Back into the ring, resetting the count.
And bringing him back in. Guess he just didn't want to take any chance of there being a count out. He wants to win this match in the ring.
Oh, depth charge, mounting the counter. Right off the buckle. What's he setting up for?
Well, going up top.
Top rope.
Oh,
double axe handle.
Beautifully executed. And then just yeet the bee. Nicely executed in Zaguri.
Absolutely.
And there you have it, folks. The bee's knee. Actually, that is the Stinger Shaker.
Depth charge. Oh, getting countered.
One count after that.
Buck able to roll through into a counter pin attempt. Depth charge was a jawbreaker into a clothesline, sending Buck Bumble into the corner. Put him up top. What's he setting up for?
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Brett's rope. Stalling suplex.
This is between Scylla and Serpentis. I mispronounce these words and give me these crazy words for their finishers. 1, 2.
Is like in the police song.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I felt like I should have remembered it, but.
Scylla and Charybdis.
Oh, a reversal by Buck. Here it comes. This. Whoa!
Oh, that was Buck Wild.
Buck Wild hits. Kick out at 2 by depth charge. Oh no. Bullseye drop. Still a kick out at 2.
There.
Depth charge will not stay down.
Buck is definitely testing the endurance of depth charge, and depth charge answering very powerfully.
Oh, now just stomping the bee. I'm getting a pronunciation guide. It's Charybdis.
Yes. Oh, depth charge able to get the rope break just in time.
And the ref saw it, which doesn't always happen. Again, wrenching the neck.
Buck Bumble just going in for the damage on the limbs.
And picking up depth charging. Oh, strike. Oh, here we go. Oh, reversal.
Oh, depth charge countered by just the sheer weight of himself.
I mean, this is what happens when you have a hoss fight going on. Nicely executed. And just yeet. Depth charge. Oh, going for the pin. One.
Bumble, 1, 2, 3.
And your winner, Bumble!
There he is, the winner of this matchup. The rapidly rising Buck Bumble. He fly, he be, he sting. And a very obviously disappointed depth charge. Still great showing.
Very strong showing from them, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything against Buck. I think it's just depth charge holds himself to a very high standard these days.
Well, there's nothing to be ashamed of that match.
Not in the least. And now, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that contendership match to determine who will face Kane at Ragnarok. But before we get to that match, let's hear from the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, first, he is one half of the Bell brothers. It is Flyboy Bell.
I'd like to start off with, while I didn't need the help, thanks is given all the same, Jaunt. I might stop by your establishment later to express my thanks as a patron. But let's cut right to the heart of it. Yes, I won to get into the finals, and I bet none of you know why I came after this title of all of them. See, I remember when the Nexus Titan Championship was young, back when it first debuted during the era of the Inquisition, when the worst people were rewarded for stabbing their coworkers in the back, when you could lose your amigos at any moment because of some stupid, made-up crime. The first and only time I ever tried to reach for singles gold was because there is a self-serving pendejo named Louis McDonald, who sent his own friend and partner to jail, and that wasn't enough. He sent my friend and partner to jail to get his shot at the Nexus Titan Championship held by Revenant, as he was named at the time. I stuck my nose in, and I got a shot at the title. For me, it wasn't about winning it, but spiting Louis, and I ate the pin so Revenant could retain. But now, there's nothing like that holding me back. And there's a delicious irony to it all, isn't there? While it may not be for the title itself, the one standing in my way of gold is Revenant's partner, or should I say, Big Papa Plutonium, Gore-Wheel. Let me tell you something right now. Don't you dare hold back on me. Ever since I came into this company, I've been on the back foot because every time I enter a match, there is always someone bigger than me. I face the biggest and the baddest. I've taken on CJR Killer, I've taken on Trashman Jones, Grizzly Adams, I even made the legendary Ogre tap out. I won't just be the Nexus Titan champion. I will be the Titan Slayer. So I'm warning you again. Come at me with everything you've got, because the moment you lit up, I will break your goddamn jaw with my knee. I will shatter your ribs with my own body. Do you know why they say I don't have fear? Because I put my body on the line every day as a luchador. So I dare you. Give me something to be afraid of.
And now, let's hear from his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, Gore-Wheel.
I have to admit it, you're quite the fighter, Flyboy. You put up one hell of a fight and proved your mettle, and now you're burning bright like an irradiated sun with that optimistic attitude. But your optimism, it's misplaced, luchador. Cause you see, I don't need a history lesson. I don't need to know your struggles with the past. And why is that? 'cause that's all in the past. And unlike you, I'm a more in the now kind of guy. Like, what am I gonna eat now? What am I gonna drink now? Who am I gonna crop now? And unfortunately for you, Git, that last part is where you failed. You couldn't live with your own failure from the last time. So where did that bring you? Back to the Nexus Titan belt run. Back to being in the ring with a glowing green meat machine of carnage and mayhem. I know what it's like to lose. Really, I do. To feel so desperately that you're right yet to fail nonetheless. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly. But I ask you, to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am. So you know what? I will give you something to be afraid of, Titan Slayer. I'm giving you exactly what you want. I'm giving you not just a madman. No, I am giving you a mad Titan. I will shred you down to the last atom, and then, with the title opportunity you've given me, create a new era that knows what real fury looks like. You have my respect, Bell. But when I win, when you are floating in a lacta tank, barely breathing with your brother keeping you company while you watch me take that belt, I want you to remember these words right before you pass out. Soy siempre seré inevitable.
You know, all my years in wrestling, I suppose I should have taken some time to learn some Spanish. Then I'd know what they said. Anyway. Well, before we get into that match, tweeting out on social media, Kelly saying, "Oh yes, I see history keep repeating itself here with the Sith lore thing here." I don't know Sith lore. All right. Well, Pete, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Let's head down to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall and is for the #1 contendership for the Nexus Titan Championship. Introducing first, Gore-Wheel.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the warrior of the wasteland, Gore-Wheel. And he has, earned this opportunity, as did Flyboy in our mini tournament. And now looking to claim the gold, his first singles title if he gets it. But the same with his opponent.
It's crumping time.
It's a good point. There will definitely be some crumping. And as he gets ready for this action, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
And introducing their opponents, representing the Bell Brothers, Flyboy Bell.
And here he is, Flyboy Bell. You heard in what he said about his history. He has faced adversity. He survived through the era of the Inquisition. He is one of the longtime veterans of MNW. And he is seeing if he can finally get his first taste of singles gold. So both of these men have a lot to prove.
Very, very true.
And here we are. Flyboy deposited in the corner by Gore-Wheel. Oh! Going for the thingies, which I understand in the Wasteland are quite a delicacy. And Flyboy getting back up, reversing, going after Gore-Wheel. This is going to be quite the clash of styles, Pete.
It really is.
Gore-Wheel favoring, well, let's be honest, brutality. Whereas Flyboy is about as pure a luchador as you could expect. I do miss having Michael Montoya here because he speaks Spanish. He could have told me what Gore-Wheel said.
Yeah, I took 4 years of Spanish to get through 2 courses, and I still don't remember any of it.
Yeah. Also because he's the only one that can pronounce Flyboy's finisher correctly. Meanwhile, on the in-ring action, Gore-Wheel trying to drag Flyboy over, Flyboy having none of it. Oh! And just the Flyboy showing that cruiser acumen of his. Oh, first pinning predicament. Kick out at 2. And Flyboy, oh, leg drop.
Oh, jumping knee strike didn't connect.
Kicking and just trading kicks. And going for the pin again. Flyboy, second pin attempt.
Able to get 2.
Looking great. Flyboy just, you can tell Flyboy, he really is bringing it today. And you have to,
on the line, he really trying to go for that number 1 contendership.
he wants that title shot, but you know, the thing is Gore-Wheel, no slouch.
Perhaps took a little too long to get that elbow strike ready.
It's possible. I mean, Gore-Wheel, as brutal as they come, as resilient as they come. You know, his idea of a good time is jumping through explosions, not avoiding them. Stomping the feet.
Stomping a mud hole and Flyboy.
Oh! Looks like Flyboy wants to book 2. I was going to say, looks like Flyboy is the one that wants to walk it dry. I think, unfortunately, Flyboy misjudged where Gore-Wheel was on that one.
I think he was aiming for where he was going to be instead of where he was.
I mean, when you're doing something like a moonsault, that can be the right way to go about it. But it can also be a problem if
him up, taking him over to the corner,
and dropping him on that turnbuckle. That, believe me, that does not feel good. Been dropped there many a time in my career. Oh, knee strike. And Gore-Wheel goes outside, and Flyboy, oh! That is a hell of a Hurricane Rana takedown.
Right out of the ring.
I suppose it was inevitable these two would find themselves outside the ring in action. those kicks from Flyboy. Now bringing Gore-Wheel up.
Flyboy putting the match back in the ring.
Yep, well, where it belongs.
Going up top.
Oh, elbow strike.
Right to the back.
And with the added weight of the front again, Gore-Wheel not there.
Gore-Wheel able to get out in time.
That's been one of Gore-Wheel's top part of his strategy, not being where Flyboy expects. Flyboy decides that works for him too. And, oh, springing him off the rope. And a return punch by Flyboy. And, oh, missile drop kick from the top rope.
Oh, some damage was definitely done there.
Kick out at...
Oh, I almost... Oof.
Going up again. Are we going to... La Strella, finally!
But Gore-Wheel had his knees up.
He knew it was going to come at some point. Going for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Damn. And he's being, just dropped. Just working over the hands. And now, oh!
That was Wastelander.
Wait a minute, what the hell? It's Strongman! Coming up at the ramp. Standing at the top of the ramp, showing support for his brother.
He's just sitting there clapping. Oh,
what? 2? You know what? He just came out, but it was enough. He distracted Gore-Wheel, who started paying attention to the younger Bell brother instead of facing the person he was in the ring with.
That kind of mistake in a #1 contendership will cost you.
It can, and especially, let's face it, the Bell brothers, they might be a crowd favorite, but they learned a lot in their time in the Three Kings with Ginger Boy. And no matter what, half of the match is in the head of your opponent. At this point, I think the Bells have managed to get into Gore-Wheel's head one way or the other. Gore-Wheel is now becoming even more brutal than he was before, which can sound counterintuitive, but used correctly can be a great strategy. Because once somebody's on a tilt, they make mistakes, although that was not a mistake on Gore-Wheel's part. Oh, fake out!
Again, Flyboy Bell managing to get the mental offense on Gore-Wheel.
Going back up and...
Brett's rope.
Just using that rope to kick. Oh! All right, we are now... Flyboy is taking it into new gear. And just going for a submission hold. You don't see that from either of the Bells that often. But even if it's not their...
Now we're going into a different... Oh, snap that arm back.
I'll give him credit. Switching up, always a good idea. Oh. And there goes Gore-Wheel. Oh no! Lestrala on the outside!
La Estrella from the top rope into outside the ring.
And dropping Flyboy, but still, that was an impressive move. In fact, if Flyboy had missed, that would have been it for the match.
Very well could have been. Gore-Wheel taking his time, getting back into the ring.
Oh, wait a minute. What are we seeing? And one more Estrella. 1, 2, 3.
And your winner, Flyboy Bell.
Well, there you have it, folks. Flyboy Bell is going to Ragnarok to face Kane for the Nexus Titan Championship.
You're looking at the #1 contender.
#1 contender for our second most prestigious belt. Congratulations, Flyboy. Well, that was a hell of a match. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more exciting wrestling coming up here. We still have, when we come back from our commercial break, Power Surge will finally have that match with Nice Ice. Registered Anon will challenge Suplex Sam for the Warpgate Hardcore Championship. And then, of course, in your main event, a fatal 5-way match to learn who will face Sam Jax at Ragnarok for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. Right now, we only know 2 of the 5 contenders, Maximillon, Thunderthighs, and MegablitzX. Who else will they face? Well, you'll have to tune in for the main event, but for right now, we have to pay the bills. So Pete and I'll be back after these commercial messages.
Feel the warm, milky, healing, Jesus-powered goodness that is Lactatanks. Step inside or be thrown in forcibly by registered Anon after you've gotten the shit beaten out of you by multiple people in one wrestling match. We swear nobody has ever died in a Lactatank. What is the Lacta made of in the Lactatank? We have no fucking clue, but we enjoy it anyways, and you will too. Lactatanks, come feel our warm, creamy, healing Jesus goodness.
Multiverse, Nexus Wrestling's Warzone, Flashbang, and Firing Line are all proudly sponsored by Rapture Beauty. Our products, rather than using unnatural and harmful chemicals, revitalize your skin by boosting the natural elements already present and enhance your natural beauty so you too can love your best self.
It's morning in Multiverse, and the rest of day looms, looking to break the weary like monster breaking human twig in a wrestling ring. But there is remedy. Squash roast coffee, made from finest naturally grown beans for best wake-up energy. That's because every bean have 10 beans within. That'll be 10 times more big energy than competing brand. More than enough big squash energy to power through day. Squash roast coffee. It's big cup of good stuff. Now available on decaf. Oh, but there is need to come down from blood rage.
When you want the most detailed and violent looking pictures of battlegrounds, look for Perfect Snap Photography. We do bar fights, wars, underground wrestling, and weddings.
My wedding dress, you fat harlot!
Remember, Perfect Snap Photography. It'll be bloody perfect in a snap.
You two can now wage war against the flabby wrestlers of MNW with your own exclusive Zacko action figure. It comes with Trio's tag belt accessories and nut-kicking action. Pull the cord to hear Zacko's famous quotes.
Get that microphone away from me before I shut up your...
The Zacko Duo action figure, sold separately.
Whether you're working at home or giving your opponent work, we here at Lowe's are there for you. We're here with our sturdy tables and ladders that cease to exist if broken in half. We're here with rings that can stand up to even the most grueling of hoss fights. And when a locker room door is inevitably smashed by an angry lion woman, or a fiery undead leaves burn marks all over your paint, Lowe's will be there with a little elbow grease, a substandard 2x4, and a 6-figure bill. Don't believe me? Listen to these satisfied customers.
You know, I like Lowe's because they have tables that I can put pizza on because everyone else keeps breaking the goddamn tables.
This is Raphael Sampson here to remind you that Lowe's brand lumber is subpar at best. You deserve better. And trust me, I would know. I worship a carpenter.
Lowe's is great for tinkering with any hero gadgets.
Sometimes when executing wrestling justice, I've had to break down a few barriers and a few walls.
Oh, fucking damn it, Max, my wall!
Thank goodness I shop at Lowe's so I can get the best deal on replacing and fixing all the walls I break.
Lowe's. Do it subpar for more.
Why?
And now, a message from the brass. This has been a message from the brass.
Have you or a beloved faction member suffered from a preventable workplace injury, jobber discrimination, threatening lawsuits from VIP, or harassment from Trashman Jones? You may be entitled to financial compensation and physical retribution. If so, please call Gore-Wheel and Associates Law Firm to schedule an appointment. We handle all cases, whether they be civil litigation, criminal litigation, or a backstage beatdown. We understand it's tough out here in the Nexus, and you need someone to both watch your back and break the other guys. So call 1-800-NEXUS Defense. And remember, you don't pay a fee unless we get blood and money for you.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And we still have so much exciting action to go. Now, we have had some interesting situations of late with the efforts of Nice Ice and Lock-In to form the International Combat Club and to find competitors who can join their ranks. Well, we finally are getting a match that has been brewing for a while, and that is Power Surge will finally take on Nice Ice in what we hope will be a definitive match, and to see if Power Surge will get that invitation to join the ICC. But before we get there, let's hear from the Siberian Cyborg himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Nice Ice.
Power Surge, Power Surge, look at you. As much as it drives certain people crazy for me to say this, you are truly an up-and-comer. Ever since your shackles were cut free and you left Nakama worldwide, you, my friend, have been on a tear. Great match after great match. You know the term, the phrase, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. That was you throughout your entire Nakama worldwide run. Much like the shitty WCW faction, it's named after Trashman Jones old.
Something happened there. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix the audio.
Power Surge, power for a bride. That was you throughout your entire Nakama worldwide run. Much like the shitty WCW faction, it's named after Trashman Jones always had to go over, right, brother? I don't want to shackle you. No, I want you unchained. I want you to show me how good of a goddamn professional wrestler you are. However, you have one glaring weakness. Since coming to MNW, when someone towers over you, you struggle. If you want to prove you have what it takes to join the ICC, then David needs to take down Goliath. Let us show them all what you're made of.
And with that, there's no time like the present, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head down to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the Power Surge.
Power Surge has been doing a great job lately. I remember when he came into my office saying he was sick and tired of what was going on and wanted a chance to prove himself. And since that day, well, he's been doing exactly that. Great match at Multivania. Great performances in the ring. Just constantly showing me what I want to see out of a wrestler. And I'm telling you, folks, we're just on a countdown to the day this young man finally achieves some gold around his waist. But first, let's see if we can get past this man.
And introducing their opponent, they are the Siberian Cyborg. Nice Eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who represents everything that's positive about communism. He is the Siberian Cyborg and leader of the International Combat Club. Nice Ice. And of course, part of this is that he and Locken decided that just being the Eastern Bloc Party didn't really fit where they are in their lives right now. They don't want to be defined by where they're from. They want to be defined by where they're going. And so, with that, the dawn of the ICC is upon us.
Well, not just where they're going, but what they are about. And what they are about is combat.
They are. They are about the combat and all the finery it brings. The art, the poetry. And we are about to find out if Power Surge can play at their level. So how do you feel about Power Surge's chances here, Pete?
You know, normally, if it were anybody else going up against Nice Ice, I'd say not good. But like everybody has been saying, the run that Power Surge has been on, they might have a chance.
They very well. Although it's looking like Nice Ice here in the early going. Ooh. And it doesn't feel good, I can imagine, having a cyborg walk over your chest like that.
Not at all.
I mean, have you... I don't have a current weight on him, but it's not light. Oh, neck breaker. And then the power slam. all on the outside. That
It
padding,
looked like
folks,
that might have busted him open.
yeah, I think it did, folks. That padding is not much.
Minimal.
And ooh, up and over. And again, scooping up. I mean, the power of Nice Ice. I mean, Power Surge is a great competitor, but he is a cruiserweight going up against the Siberian Cyborg. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Whoa! Beautifully executed moonsault and going for the pin, too. And a kick out at 2. And again from the middle rope.
Now going after those limbs.
Oh, knee to the face. Now here's one of the questions I have. Is Nice Ice looking for Power Surge to beat him? Or is he just evaluating Power Surge's performance?
Little of column A, little of column B, but I tell you one thing, I won't expect Nice Ice to go easy on him.
No, not at all, and he's not. But another kick out. And Nice Ice just raining blows on Power Surge. And throwing him outside. Again, oh! The outside is not an area you want to be, especially with a competitor like Power Surge. Look at what he's doing to... I mean, with Nice Ice, look what he's doing to Power Surge.
Again, just putting that damage into the neck of Power Surge.
Now just throwing him across to the other side of the barricade. Power Surge coming back.
Both wrestlers are going to have to start being aware of that count.
Yeah, great. Did you see that great kick and knocking Nice Ice down?
No easy feat.
And Power Surge back in the ring.
Nice Ice following.
And Power Surge made the mistake of playing to the crowd, not seeing Nice Ice getting back in as fast as he did. One of the things about Nice Ice, deceptively fast. And here we have it, folks. From Siberia with love. And that kick out at 2. Power Surge surviving the Siberia with love.
But what shape is he going to be in for the rest of this match after taking that and being hung out to dry?
That's a great question. He keeps getting back up.
Amazing resilience from Power Surge.
Uh-oh. And now, I think Power Surge might be out on his feet. And getting brought up to his feet again by Nice Ice. Oh, just being thrown around the ring like a rag doll. Now wrenching the arm. Just working on that trapezoid. Let me tell you.
Got that Magna grip.
And again, with those cybernetic arms, I can't imagine what that feels like. Oh! Well, there's your answer for, whoa, beautiful neck breaker. Power Surge.
Power Surge able to pull up that strength to manage.
And go for a pin again. 1, 2, go. But after taking all that punishment.
He caught a nice ice off guard with that one.
Yeah, was he biding his time? I mean, if so, that was a good use of conserving his energy. Moonsault! Yeah, he is definitely bringing his A game. But again, being lifted up, and again from Siberia with love. Oof. Kick out at 2 again.
That was a very close 2, though. That was 2.999.
It was. Oh, wait a minute. Where are we getting here? Whoa! He was going for the circuit.
Able to get out in time.
And a side Russian leg sweep by the Cyber Siberian.
Or as he calls it, a side leg sweep.
Yeah. Good float over by Power Surge. And ladies and gentlemen, the Power Surge hits. Pete, Power Surge might do it. He might beat Nice Ice.
Power Surge showing a resilience that might be very appealing to the International Combat Club.
At this point, I think this may be, so far, the best match of Power Surge's career. He is putting in a stellar performance. Wrenching back the head of Nice Ice. Is he going to manage it? Nope, Nice Ice. The power of Nice Ice gets out. Oh, standing power surge. Going up top and circuit breaker. Two. It did. Oh, that was like 2.5. Oh, I think he was getting ready for maybe a lightning strike. But Nice Ice able to get up fast enough and prevent that. And now the Iron Curtain hit. 1, 2.
And your winner, Nice Ice.
That was a great match.
Amazing showing from both competitors.
Absolutely. Power Surge has nothing to be ashamed about in that match. Even though he did not prevail, I think that was the best performance that I have seen in his career. Even if he doesn't make it into the ICC from this, this is the kind of match that opens up future opportunities for his career. But in the meantime, congratulations to the victor in this match, Nice Ice. Well done, sir. Well done. Actually, well done to both of you.
Absolutely.
Well, now for our next match, there's been a lot going on. I should explain a little bit about what you're going to see and how this match came about. So, Suplex Sam, of course, being our Warpgate Hardcore champion, has a lot of people who keep wanting to challenge for the belt. In particular, both R. Sawyer and the Janitor want shots at that belt as part of their various the Grand Slam or the Triple Crown championships, their goals to prove themselves, which they have now largely treated as, I mean, let's be honest, a gentleman's agreement between them, which will get there first. But Sam's whole attitude has been, he's basically been ducking both of them. And in a lot of ways, I think giving Registered Anon this shot is a crack at not giving them the shot. Well, that's my take on it, but let's hear from one of the people involved. Ladies and gentlemen, R. Sawyer.
Let me start by saying that I apologize if I sound a little under the weather. I'm currently dealing with a nasty virus at the moment. But I did need to get something off my chest to you, Jerry Aldini. You see, me and the janitor have been polite and gentlemanly, but Suplex Sam is nothing like that. He's denied me and the janitor a shot at his title, and instead has registered Anon as his #1 contender. And you remember H.R. Sawyer, don't you, Aldini? So you can see why I might be a bit irked. But what irks me more is the champion's assumption that he knows what hardcore is. He doesn't. He's an idiot. He breaks his own rules, and you can bet he screams, "Screw the rules, I have VIP money." I want to be the good guy. I really want to be the good guy. I don't want to be the bad guy. I've already been the bad guy. But if Suplex Sam keeps this up, I don't know how long I can stay as the good guy. I might just go a little cyber psycho. And you don't want me going cyber psycho, do you, Aldini? You remember what I did to Carly, right, Aldini? I can do hardcore. I can do tables, ladders, chairs, weapons, steel steps, fight in the ring, fight in the back, fight in the office. I can fight anywhere with anything. I've done cage matches even. Particularly of note, the one with Sasquatch and Nice Ice, who are way bigger and stronger than good old Sammy Boy. So you can bet I'm willing to work with the janitor to get back into contention. I ask you this, Aldini. Is Suplex Sam willing to work with his #1 contender? You come up with a match idea, and I do hope it's breathtaking.
I will take all of that under advisement. Because, yeah, I don't want to see Cyber Psycho. No. In fact, right now, let's just concern ourselves with this upcoming championship match. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head to ringside.
The following is a singles match and is for your Wargate title championship. Introducing first, registered Anon.
And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Registered Anon. Ever since he retired as our HR director or left the role, he's been hitting the gym. And he is, look at that. I used to look at him and think, he's a skinny guy. And now he's got the gains. Something about, he's really gotten in touch with Gym Rat Anon.
Apparently.
So, and I understand that Sam, he's like, ooh, I don't want to deal with Sawyer and Jenner and their stuff, and he's trying to mess with them, but this is a brutal guy. This is registered Anon. Does he remember that his tag team used to be called One True Pain?
And introducing their opponent, they are the Wargate champion, Suplex Sam.
I mean, my whole point here is Sam may have bitten off more than he can chew.
Perhaps.
I mean,
we shall. We will be finding that out very shortly.
Within moments. This could be Sam fucking around, and well, he might find out. But either way, I guarantee you, the janitor and our Sawyer are watching this match intently. Because regardless of who wins this match, we've got Ragnarok coming up in a couple of weeks. And, there's got to be some, I preferably would see some Warpgate hardcore action at the show. There's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, the Warpgate Hardcore Championship. Again, just look at this man. He's gotten in just excellent shape, and he even credits that he was too distracted by HR to be what he is now. And of course, this man, Suplex Sam, the one man currently holding gold in VIP. And here it is, Sam reluctantly giving up the belt to the ref.
And I'm confirming it is in fact a belt.
It is. That's one thing Anon will recognize. Yes, that's a belt. And here we go. And right off the bat, Anon comes out swinging. I haven't had a chance to ask Anon because I don't think he's tasted it yet. I'm going to see if we can find it later, if he can give me a status on what Suplex Sam's blood tastes like.
I'm going to go with Jersey Boys.
I mean...
No, wait. Smells like Bronze Tanner.
Ooh.
That's it.
That would be terrible. And again, as I said, this is what we were saying earlier. Suplex Sam was, in trying to duck two other wrestlers, he's in a ring with a man who has refocused on his wrestling career.
Man used to love his tractor, now is built like one.
Excellent points.
I imagine he still does love tractors.
I mean, my understanding is it's quite the sexy beast.
Quite.
But I got a question. If Anon has a tractor, does that mean he has a farm?
Not necessarily.
That's a good point. And,
sometimes he just really wants to reenact that scene from Footloose.
Sam living up to his name, suplexing. Oh! But again, Anon knows what he's doing. One of the things when he was HR director, Anon was constantly studying the tapes of the other wrestlers. If there's one person that knows this roster, it's registered Anon. And Sam, yep, so much for no weapons. That's the level of threat.
I guess it's hammer time.
Yep. Big fan of Peter Gabriel. Oh, and look at this. Anon, he could go for the hammer, or he could just break Sam over his knee.
Sam driving Anon into the mat.
Oh!
Anon countering with a corkscrew leg takedown.
And going for that hammer, but Sam counters. Yeeting the Anon across the ring. And up, and down. That is a, let's just be honest, that is an impressive elbow right there.
The anonymous elbow.
There you go. What the hell? The leader of VIP, Ozir Turan, coming out distracting Anon. And this is one of the issues.
Happy with that flex from Anon. Thought it was a bit ostentatious.
Oof.
And that's coming from Ozir.
One! And you get one. But this is one of the issues now you're going to have to face. Registered Anon, he doesn't have a partner anymore. He is a solo act. And no matter what, Suplex Sam has VIP in his back. There's always going to be a numbers game involved. And, you know, Anna no longer has the protection of the HR department where he could, you know, schedule matches if he was unhappy with how things were going. He is just now a private...
Sam just ping-ponging Anon off of the ropes.
Bouncing him back and forth like he's playing air hockey. And just, Anon gets out of the way. And now, again, he's bringing it to Sam, bringing him up. Then Sam counters.
For all of the gains that Anon has gotten, still struggling a little bit at this point to get Suplex Sam off his feet.
I mean, this is going to be one of the advantages Sam is going to have. And speaking of, oh no, Sam, what are you doing? I don't know what Sam was planning, but Anon went, I don't think so. And, is he trying to rip the mask off? Do not, Sam, I thought have you not read the memo? Do not mess with the mask. And again, remembering we're in a hardcore match, going for something, but Sam's following after. Speaking of suplexes.
Now Sam trying to find something under the ring. Anon, what are you doing?
Anon decides, well, I got something nice right here.
Oh, he clocked Sam real good with those steps.
I mean, he's wrestled enough matches with Crashman Jones to know the use of a staircase. And now going back to looking up. Oh no. A Theron Eldrazi special.
And unable to counter that with a knee strike.
I mean, that's a good job on Anon's part getting
between the two, getting back into the ring.
I mean, that's the only place this is going to end. And there's still a perfectly good sledgehammer in the ring.
There is.
And bringing up. Not sure what Anon was planning, but Sam powers out. Floating over and reverse DDT. Looking for something, but again, there's Sam right on him. Oh, and a suplex against the ring apron.
Anon's leg slammed against that ring apron pretty hard.
I mean, that's risking crippling your opponent. Anon looking
for something under the ring.
All he's finding is Danhausen. Oh, never mind.
He found a chair.
Found a clown killer.
Right to the head of Suplex Sam.
Again, something he's very familiar with. There you go. Anon is now bringing the brutality. What's he planning?
What's he doing?
It's almost like he has too many choices for brutality.
A little bit of choice paralysis there. So many fun toys to choose from.
I mean, it can happen. It's a terrible thing, but in the end, he decides to just bring out Sam and see if he can find something else. And he finds, oh, it's a table.
Perhaps this is what he's been looking for. Finally found it on this side of the ring. Sam sending him back in.
And now we have a table and a chair. We have the beginnings of a dinner party. Actually, I think the chair got knocked out of the ring.
Falling out of the ring.
Sam, what's he deciding to do? He's deciding, just wants to get that table better in the ring, I guess.
Trying to readjust that table, get into a position he's comfortable with.
Now we do the ritual of the table.
There's one of the things he was looking for. He wanted to just bash Anon over the head with it.
I mean, makes perfect sense. And now the table is set up. So now the party can begin. Anon gets out. Again, Anon bringing it to Suplex Sam. Oh, back and forth. Oh, elbow to the face. Yeah, returned with elbows to the gut. Oh, and look at this. Look at how strong Richard Anon has gotten.
He'd always had a very strong physique for his body type. Now we're seeing him with an increased body type, and we're seeing the damage that he is doing with that.
He broke the kendo stick over Sam's head. Again, I think Sam might be having maybe just a little bit of regret deciding this is who he was going to give the title shot to. No. Oh, on the hammer!
Onto the hammer.
And then using the hammer on the mask.
I don't know how much more Anon can take with all these shots.
I think Sam is trying to bust Anon open. He's like, let's taste your blood. Oh, this is a beating now. And then he drops the hammer on him.
To get rid of the sledgehammer, but the damage has already been done.
And now, oh, and here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, the Samplex. Kick out at 2, and that's after Samplex dropping his head on the table.
Somehow, Anon still standing.
Maybe, but now we're getting a triple suplex special. And that's it.
And your winner and still walking champion, Suplex Sam.
And there's Sam with his belt. Ref just draped. Oh, Sam is bleeding, so maybe Anon can tell me what his blood tastes like at least. Whoa, wait a minute. The beef is beating up Anon after the match, the bastard. Being directed by Ozir Turan.
Ozir just wallowing in all of this chaos.
Oh, wait a minute. The janitor and our Sawyer have come out. They're trying to help Anna. So Anna's fighting Ozir. The janitor's taking on Sam, and Sawyer is fighting the Beef. Chaos is breaking out in their ring.
At this point, if it's just not people attacking VIP.
I mean, it's very specific people.
These are all people that have a bone to pick with members of VIP. I don't know how well they'll get along with each other, if they will, but they do not like VIP.
I mean, if anything else can unite people, it's not liking VIP. You know what? You know what? Sawyer made a request of me. And I'm going to look into it. I'm going to sit down with the brass this week, and we're going to figure something out. Because something's got to give. In the meantime, right before all of that happened, the janitor had tweeted out, while I would rather keep Sawyer from fulfilling this threat, I do feel the same. I haven't had a match since we came back, and I feel that things are going to get messier if they continue like this in more ways than one. And then he was proven right. So, yeah. I'm going to figure out something.
Almost prophetic words from the janitor.
The janitor is one of our most experienced wrestlers. He has been around. He knows what's going on. So I'm going to have to figure, you know what? I don't know what it's going to look like yet. But we're going to do something about this at Ragnarok. So, folks,
That's right, folks. If you missed the beginning of the show, it has been announced. The new name of this upcoming pay-per-view, it's Ragnarok.
Ragnarok on October 22nd. And with that, well, we only have... Yeah, I will figure out... I'm going to get this Warpgate Hardcore situation. We're going to look at it. I'm going to sit down with the brass. I'll sit down with Lawson. Figure this out. In the meantime, we have one last thing we've got to take care of today, folks. And that is your main event, a fatal five-way to determine the number one contender for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. And we only know who two of the five contenders are at this point. Well, all right, to be fair, you only know I booked the match. But that's beside the point. Right now, folks, let's hear from one of those contenders. Ladies and gentlemen, Maximillon Thunderthighs.
Do you hear that? Do you hear the sounds of thousands and thousands of fans cheering for just 5 people? 5 different people that have gone from all corners of the multiverse, gone through the heavens and the hell water just to be able to land on the world stage. I am one of those 5. The former Big Oof champion, the Battlegrounds Gauntlet Master, and the biggest threat to our current world champion, Semjax. Oh, Sammy J. Semjax. I hope you're ready for the great behemoth's fury this October when I win this. And for God's sake, send whoever can beat me tonight some roses and a thank you card, because they just saved you from losing your title at the pay-per-view. Now to my opponents, I think you all misunderstood the type of match this is. A fatal 5-way? No, this isn't that. You all better pull yourselves together, make peace with each other, and fight me 4-on-1! Because tonight, it's not a 5-way. This is a dungeon raid! And you better take me out or quickly turn and devour each other, because if you don't, you're all gonna get obliterated, and I always hit max damage! This is my battle, this is my belt, and this is my dungeon raid! And tonight, I am the raid boss! Tonight, I'm the one to be looking out for! And tonight, I'm the one who's gonna take my belt! I am
the great behemoth, and my name is Maximillon Thunderthighs!
I feel that Max is pumped for the match.
Just a bit.
Just a little hype there. Well, folks, there's no time like the present. And again, Michael Montoya isn't here. But it's time for the main event. Pete, you want to do the honors?
No, I wouldn't dream of depriving you.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this!
The following is a fatal five-way match and is your main event. And is for the #1 contendership. Introducing first, Maximillon Thunderthighs.
And here he is, one of the two people we knew coming in would be in this match. And folks, it is a fatal five-way. This is not an elimination match. This is one fall to a finish. 5 men enter, and 1 man walks away going to Ragnarok. And as we know, we are dealing with a highly motivated Maximillon Thunderthighs. And I mean, folks, you saw all the training he did getting ready for taking on Ozir Taran at Multivania. Imagine what he is doing looking for a shot at the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship against Sam Jax. But he's got 4 other people he's got to worry about. Let's see who's coming up next.
And introducing second, Injustice Jhake.
And there you have it, folks. The merciless Merc himself, Injustice Jhake, is the second man entering this matchup. And right before he came out, Maximillon Thunderthighs was tweeting, "I want that belt!"
That he does.
But first off, he's got to deal with this man, a former Multiverse Heavyweight Champion, Justice Jhake. He's held that gold once. He wants to hold it again. He won it 2 years ago at Multivania.
He's a very different person then.
Very different.
I think he's looking to have that belt on his current self.
And introducing third, Jaunt Tristam.
Jaunt Tristam, he is, for a rookie, he has been making an impressive showing. He had an undefeated streak until being defeated by Injustice Jhake, and is now getting his first chance at an opportunity at gold. So this is perhaps the biggest match of Tristam's career.
There are going to be a lot of fish, a lot of sharks in this pond, though.
Oh yeah, he has. I mean, right there, he has to go up against a former champion, Maximillon Thunderthighs, and of course we know one of the people he's going to face. But then there's going to be that last unknown person. And this, he is definitely playing in the big leagues now. He may have had an impressive year so far, but as I said, this is going to be his biggest challenge to date.
And introducing in the 4th spot, MegablitzX!
And the Henshin hero, MegablitzX, makes his way to ring. Rider X, as he is sometimes known. This is a man who this shot, not only because he deserves a shot at gold, but he has been the person that do the most to challenge Semjax. And so he feels he should be the one to face him at Ragnarok. But there's still one more slot. And let's see.
And in the 5th and final spot, it's Wilson.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Victimizer returns. The man who faced Zacko Duo at Multivania for the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship comes back for another crack. This is somebody, he has asked me to line up all of the people who have made, at any point in the past, a challenge to face him. And I'm working on that. But when this came up, it's like, well, we needed somebody to fill the 5th slot. And it was just general consensus. If anyone deserves to be in this mix, it's Wilson. And as he comes to the ring, his new theme song playing. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. So, 5 men enter, 5 top talents, a former champion, former #1 contender, 2 masked heroes, and a man who is a heavy contender for Rookie of the Year. And they are off and running! Wasting no time as soon as the bell rang. And immediately, which surprised no one, Maximillon Thunderthighs immediately goes after Wilson. They have a lot of history. He was one of the people that was probably going to be facing Wilson anyway. So let's just get it on now. Meanwhile, Jaunt, unsurprisingly, going after Jhake. And Megablitz also recognizing that Justice Jhake is probably the biggest threat outside of Wilson in this matchup. But this is a rough setup, folks. If you are not familiar with Fatal Five, oh, look at that from MegablitzX. MegablitzX, one of our top cruiserweights, but in a Fatal 5-way, it's not elimination. It's one fall to a finish, which means even if you get somebody in a pinning predicament, you've got 3 other guys that don't want you to get that pin. Meanwhile, Max and Wilson have not strayed away from each other They're letting the other three deal with themselves. They're just getting their business taken care of. Somebody, I think Mega might have just gotten busted open.
I think you're right. I think he is busted open. Now, Jaunt trying to find a good place to come back in. There he goes. Max just yeeting Wilson into the ropes.
Again, Jaunt and not wanting to get involved in the business between Max and Wilson. And maybe that's for the best. I don't think anyone should get between those two. At this point, when you're dealing with Max and Wilson, it's like two forces of nature. Finally, Megablitz decides maybe he should care. Oh, going up, nicely done on Wilson. Folks, if you haven't been in MNW in a while, the Wilson that you're seeing now is not the Wilson we saw a year ago. In fact, it was a year ago at Apocalypse when everything changed for the man called Wilson, where he stopped being the butt of everyone's jokes and became the man we now know as the victimizer.
It's amazing what a new haircut will do for you.
Haircut and hitting rock bottom, basically. And once you hit rock bottom, there's no way to go but up. And he chose, he had no frills and just affixed to brutality. Now hitting Jhake. And this is the Wilson you expect to see now. Hard-hitting, uncompromising, and just brutal. Throwing Jaunt out of the ring. Wilson has cleared house, and now it's just him and Jhake. I'm going to be honest. If I had to pick a favorite in this match at this point, it probably is Wilson.
I would say he is certainly one of the most dangerous people in this match.
Well, I think everyone else is beginning to realize that. A little bit of double teaming on him. Meanwhile, Megablitz, who's made a promise
involved in this
to deal with the whole Samjack situation.
Pin.
There we go. And Jaunt going after Max, but Wilson again getting involved.
I think Max is busted open. Or no, was that Wilson?
I think Wilson took a stray punch. Here's the thing. Wilson might be busted open. I guarantee you he doesn't care.
This is very true.
I guarantee you that the old Wilson would have been horrified to have something happen to the face. The new Wilson, it doesn't matter. He is going to come and he is going to bring the pain.
Well, it looks like Megablitz now is focusing on Injustice Jhake.
Again, recognizing Jhake is the one man in this group to have actually held the gold. And now Mega has cleared the ring and going for the pin on Jhake. One count. Picking up Jhake again right now. No one else in the ring, but everyone on the outside beginning to come around.
I tell you, I may not expect it, but who I'd like to win, it's that man right there, MegablitzX, our henshin hero.
I mean, Megablitz probably has the most emotional weight in this matchup. With his history with Samjax, with the promises he's made, and the fact that he is the defender of the multiverse. But, and he was bringing, it looked like he was about to possibly take out the victimizer, but got interfered with by Jhake.
Jhake now laying out both Megablitz and Jaunt.
And now Wilson, let's again talk about just choke slamming him repeatedly on the ground.
I would not have expected Wilson and Injustice Jhake to have this amicable of a relationship until it came down to the two of them.
Again, I think this is the people recognizing who the threats are.
Jhake lining up something against Wilson.
Oh! Well, yeah, he was. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the indie boot.
That was a big old indie boot indeed. Able to kick out just in time, Wilson.
Yeah, Jaunt's getting cocky in the corner, and that might cost him. This is not a place for cockiness. You know who you're not going to see cockiness from anymore? Wilson. Oh,
trying to go for a suplex pin.
Well, I think Jaunt's managed to do it. I think he's pissed Wilson off. I mean, not that it's that hard, but now he gets to get the extra special treatment. Ladies and gentlemen.
I believe that was a Gotch-style pile driver.
That has always been Wilson's one of his favorite moves. And doing damage to both Mega and Max, but he paid a bit for it. He is taking them both on. Oh, excellent Hurricanrana takedown. A lot of people, back in the early days, when he first appeared, a lot of people compared Jaunt to an early Wilson. Except back then, Wilson seemed more delusional. And I think that's the thing that is terrifying about Wilson now.
Justice just piling into Wilson.
Yeah. Wilson isn't delusional at all anymore. He knows exactly what he needs to do and actually does it. Meanwhile, Mega being lifted up into the corner by Jhake off the turnbuckle. But Mega, again, that man knows what to do. And, oh, neck breaker. In fact, that was the, I think he got set up, yeah, that was the Excalibur. You'd think Jhake would have known he was just setting Mega up for that move, but again, when you're dealing with 4 other opponents in the ring, there is so much to keep your attention on. Again, Max trying to get Wilson out of the ring. Mega dealing with Jaunt. And if he wasn't busted open before, I'm pretty sure Wilson is busted open now. Head scissors takedown, and now are we going to see it, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Mega Flare! Going for the pin, broken up by Wilson. Again, the biggest problem with a fatal 5-way, you've got 3 other guys that don't want you to make that pin.
Wilson thrown over the top rope. Max and Injustice heading out of the ring to meet him. Right now it's just Jaunt. Oh, now Jaunt's out of the ring as well. Everybody out of.
It's chaos outside the ring, which is fine. There's no count out in a 5-way, but you've got to pin your opponent in the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, Wilson slammed into that ring post. Max gets back into the ring, getting the crowd hyped up.
He's going to be the first. Oh. Max already back out of the ring. Jaunt now back in.
And then back out. Again, it's great for doing damage out there, folks, but...
Oh, and it looks like Jaunt has been busted open by Injustice Jhake.
You know what? All 5 men bleeding by the end of this match wouldn't surprise me. Wilson throwing Max into the barricade. Oh, Jaunt going in for something, gets reversed into a DDT. In fact,
that was a smoke break.
That was a smoke break. That was
has been adapting moves from various members of the club that he's been in.
Oh, and you know, Burnout Vaughn recently retired from wrestling at Multiverse. In fact, over on our sister show Flashbang, they are having the Burnout Vaughn Classic to determine who will be their #1 contender for their heavyweight championship at Breakdown Halloween weekend. So, it looks like, Jaunt is stunned.
MegablitzX getting back into the ring. Max and Wilson have continued brawling with almost exclusively with each other for the majority of this match.
I mean, there's so much history. And again, Wilson scoop slamming! Maximillon.
Wilson has now returned the favor and busted open Max.
I think possibly Jhake is the only person not bleeding now.
Wilson going right back to Max.
You know, I think Wilson, even though Jhake was out in the ring in a perfect pinning situation, Wilson chose to go back after Max.
Banging Wilson off the corner of the ring apron.
Jhake making a full recovery, looks like, but he's just willing to regain his strength while everyone else does the work. Wilson back in the ring. Jhake immediately going after him, only to get hit from behind by Max. At this point, I think Max is determined to get the pin on Wilson. But now going after the Merciless Merc while Jaunt Tristam gets back in the middle of the ring. He is now the one taking a moment to get a breather. And throwing MegablitzX out of the ring. Meanwhile, Jhake with a neck breaker on Max. And the one everyone should be worrying about, where's Wilson?
Right now, Wilson's recovering at the outside of the ring, barely visible.
And looks like
he's finally coming to his feet. Jaunt's setting up something against MegablitzX.
And a 2 count on MegablitzX, but the Henshin Hero kicks out. Apparently that move is called the curtain call. And going for a second curtain call. And again, a kick out at 2. And
a little bit closer this time. And Injustice,
I mean, I would say
Max into the ground.
Yep. I would have pretty much stated that Jaunt Tristam is the underdog in this whole match, but he is now twice.
It looks like we can now say Jhake no longer unbloodied.
All 5 men and Mega Flare.
Mega Flare on Jaunt, nobody there.
Yep, 1, 2. 2. God, I was sure that was it.
Max and Wilson might want to pay attention to what's going on in the ring. They're not going to win if they keep fighting each other.
Yeah, they're having their whatever it is outside, and meanwhile MegablitzX.
MegablitzX going for the win up top. Mega Flare.
Mega Flare again. 1, 2. It's
your winner, and number one contender for the Multiversal Heavyweight Champion, MegablitzX.
Ladies and gentlemen, MegablitzX is going to the main event at Ragnarok to face Samjax for the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship belt. Congratulations to the Henshin hero. Well, folks, it has been an insane day. We got a couple of... So apparently before he went out, of course, Max tweeted, "I want that belt." And apparently as soon as he got backstage, he tweeted out, "Even my rivals won't stop me one day. 1 versus 1, Wilson. But for now, let's rumble." So with that, folks, you know what? We showed it at the beginning of the show, but it's coming up soon. So let's take one more look at what we're coming up with in just a couple of weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, here is what we now have scheduled for Ragnarok. We know for sure Louis McDonald will face Beowulf, with the stipulation that if either side goes after the other before the match at Ragnarok, their opponents will get to pick at the stipulation. We know that Sergeant Major Payne will face Ignacio Cervantes. High Voltage will challenge the Outlaws for the Unified Tag Team Championship. Flyboy Bell will face Kane for the Nexus Titan Championship. And in the main event, MegablitzX will face Samjax for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. What we still have to figure out is the Warp Gate hardcore situation, which I will be getting together with the brass this week. We'll figure out something. And someone has to face Constantinople for the Big Oof Championship. Then all that and so much more, October 22nd, Ragnarok. But with that, we are out of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, for Pete McPherson, I'm Jerry Aldini. Good night.
Viewers, hear the roar of Sasquatch Wing. One half of Outlaws. Want more Multiverse Nexus Wrestling? Want more Raphael Simpson and Sasquatch Wing? Want more Outlaws? Then look below video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell and square, and watch more of MNW on this channel.